W here. Kind of a quick minute on the whyness of our lives. Now, from a 4-minute perspective, you have the 4 cardinal question words I like to call what, how, why, and where. And they're in order from top to bottom. The awareness is the earth element of where things happen. The fire element is about the whatness, the ideals, the what ideas we have, the visions we have of a certain whatness that we're trying to bring forward. The how is how we're going to strategize on bringing those ideas to fruition. And then we have to have the whyness of why we're going to put the effort to make it happen. What meaning do we get? What pleasure do we get? And pleasure and meaning have a certain resonance, and they're all part of the water spectrum working within our human condition. We are meant to have pleasure by living. Earth makes us deal with the mundane, the physical, the things that don't necessarily give us as much pleasure as accomplishment. That's Earth's play within us. Water feeds us, it nourishes us, it gives us pleasure. And pleasure gives us meaning too. The water element, the whyness, that 3rd question word from what, how, why of water is here to make us feel meaning. And we find meaning when we bring opposites together. That's what the water element does. Remember, if you can, that water as a 3rd element brings those opposites born of 2, all those yin-yang opposites are brought together by the water principle of interconnectedness or balance. And that ability of each of ourselves to bring opposites together, ultimately what gives us meaning. And that's really the key point here. We get meaning when we bring opposites together. Now, other people can manipulate us to give us meaning as they construe or help us or push us to see opposites that they're bringing together in a way that makes us feel meaningful. And a lot of people can get whipped up by the rhetoric of politicians and despots, for that matter, because they know how to manipulate us by giving us meaning. We are all creatures of wanting to find meaning in our lives. If we don't find meaning, we hardly have a reason to live in many ways. So we're constantly searching for meaning. And this meaningfulness has been somewhat degraded because there's lack of physicality, there's lack of things that we do today that actually give us meaning, like our ancestors gained their meaning from different things they did. They had religion, and they had festivals, and they had more family that helped to give them meaning. Today we don't have that, so we look oftentimes for others to give us meaning, and we get that through maybe entertainments. We find a meaningful thing that's happening in a TV show, in a movie, or in a book we're reading, whatever. But politically, we're oftentimes challenged to bring things together in a way that brings us meaning. And if we're led to bring meaning to our lives by people that are manipulating us, we got to be careful, because meaning is something that's very powerful. The water principle within us that works with this concept of meaning, this importance of meaning, can force people to do terrible things. In Hitler's time, people felt meaning as they were doing their awful deeds. Great meaning happens with violence at times. And we don't want to go down that path of high meaning by virtue of weird ways of bringing opposites together. So my point here is, this quick moment is turning a little longer, is that find your way of gaining meaning as you find ways that other politicians around you, perhaps, are working diligently to bring opposites together in a way that brings you upward, that makes things higher than lower. We're meant to move up with our meaningful manners. We're not meant to find meaning in lower level balances. So find meaning in higher level ways of bringing opposites together. That's it for now. May the Whyness be strong in you. May you find your meaning in the things that you do. May you find meaning in what other people around you are doing. May we find meaning as we do something wonderful together. See you next time. Bye-bye.